now proudly presented on SNME. That's Sunday night's main event, Patreon, and free feed.
We just people from the north side. Once the Timmy's at the shore fine. Winter ready on the four ties. Heavy traffic during 4-5. Gotta hustle on your own time. Color people every port side. We just people from the north.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy, George Mackay, and the one and only
El Hijo de Uncle Bobby B. No, I'm not El Hijo. I'm just Uncle Bobby B. What's happening?
What's going on, man? Listen, your Spanish is top tier. I will give you that. But if we're going to do this podcast in half Spanish, half English, I'm going to get lost very quickly.
In Spanglish?
Spanglish, yeah. Because when you say anything in Spanish, I'm just going to be like, yeah. And you could be, for all I know, you could be saying, fuck you, asshole, and I would not know.
I mean, I've pretty much exhausted the extent of my Spanish knowledge throughout this program. I've been trying to learn a bit more, but it's not much
it's
like
an
easier language to learn, but
it's a fast-paced language. Like
I'm not good at
languages. Some Spanish-speaking people that can have a conversation. What would take me to get out a sentence, they've had a whole conversation. Like those boys and girls, they can go. Kudos to them.
Oh yeah.
In and out of the ring, they can go.
Indeed.
They can. And this was great. This is us giving our review and rewind of Azteca Underground. It was a fantastic show in Chicago just literally a few days ago. And right on the heels of that, this Saturday, we're also going to get Fury Road. And unfortunately, guys, Bobby and I, May is a very busy month for myself, as well as it is for Bobby. We're not going to be able to do these reviews right away, but we're going to try to get them out as fast as possible. So, to everyone out there who's been dying for some MLW Rewind, we're back. We appreciate you. We love you. And for everyone that's tuning in for the first time, welcome. And it just sucks. I mean, it sucks for the fact that we can't talk MLW like we used to. They're not doing the weekly episodic stuff right now. They're just doing the PLEs, which is fantastic. Their PLEs have been top notch this whole run, this whole year. But I do miss the week-to-week episodic stuff. Like, I don't know, what do you feel on that, Bobby? You miss the week-to-week as well?
I'm kind of split. I mean, I do miss that nice 1 hour, it's a one shot, 1 hour. I can get through it, pretty easily. It's accessible on YouTube to get into my day.
And it's entertaining as fuck.
Yeah, versus these shows, which are a little longer and therefore require more of a time commitment to watch. But, I'm kind of undecided. I mean, I'm enjoying both formats. Just one's a little easier for us to get reviews out. But it gives it more of that pay-per-view or PLE feel, as you would say, when you have this bigger, longer show. And I guess also the whole fact of having to record stuff all in one block and then cut it, and you have stuff that maybe there's some continuity issues because it happened 3 weeks ago, but you're airing it now. So, they move away from that kind of issue. But yeah, it's a different format than we're used to, or we've been used to for the last few years. But the matches are good. The production's good. So, I mean, what else can we ask for?
No, we can. And, kudos to MLW as well. New gate attendance record at the venue in Chicago that they held out. They sold out, and that was one of the biggest venues that I've seen them in. I loved this venue. Very spacious. A lot more breathing room. I love the venue in New York as well. As I love that venue, but it just feels congested. But this one felt open. It felt relaxed. It felt comfortable for me as a viewer to watch. When I watch the shows in New York, I love them. I absolutely do love them. And in Philly at the 2300 Arena, I love them. But for some reason, this one, it just felt way more comfortable. And I was really glad that they were able to showcase that crowd and for us to see how much they've grown since they've started doing these PLEs. I really, I got to tip off the hat. I know we're supposed to be talking about the show, but I had to give kudos where kudos is due. I love this venue. Chicago was a fucking fantastic crowd. It was lit from the
that crowd was hot, and wrestlers feed on that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to work for a dead crowd. Like, they were hot, they were into it. The wrestlers were feeding off of it. And yeah, like the bigger venue just gives it more of that big event feel. A smaller venue, it looks more like an indie show. It's just the way it is. It's not disparaging. It's just because indie shows run in smaller venues. You have a bigger venue like this, you sold it out. It felt bigger, not just because of it just felt bigger. The matches, we had a title change. We had all kinds of stuff. Well, it was a vacant title, but yeah, We had a
Well, we
title
also
change.
did have a title change. We'll get into that as
That's
well
right.
a little bit. So we had a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're going to be doing at Fury Road, which was also filmed at this venue. We're going to get to see that free on YouTube this Saturday, guys, 10 o'clock. So check it out for that review to follow from us as soon as we possibly can. And then don't forget, literally in 2 to 3 weeks, Battle Riot. It's happening in Atlanta, and some big names already in it. And I love what they did in this PLE, how they tied in some stuff for Fury Road and they tied in some stuff for Battle Riot. And it's just MLW doing what MLW does best. And as much as people would like to say that MLW, even in this PLE format, they can't progress the stories, incorrect. MLW is doing it, and they're doing it quite well. I will say that. But without further ado, shall we get into this review of this incredible show?
Let's get into this review of Azteca Lucha. And obviously, I'm wearing the Lucha mask today because it's our special Lucha show that we did. Well, that MLW did. Obviously, this is Ultimo Dragon, not Ultimo Guerrero, who was on the card today. And man, like, we'll get into it. Let's go.
Let's get into it. All right. So first thing everyone's got to remember is that this is a team battle PLE. That's right. We got Team CD and Team Salinas, or if you would, Team Azteca and Team Promocios Dorado. And let me tell you right now, the fact that we got to see CMLL roster members like we did in this venue, so many legends, arguably so many years of experience just within the first few matches. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you don't know CMLL, they are the longest running wrestling promotion ever. Not in Mexico, not here
in the world,
ever. These are 91-year-old promotion. Not a lot of people can say that, and they will always be the record holder, because when WWE gets to 100 years, when AEW gets to 25 years, CMLL will be at 150 plus years. So
and
let's give some perspective there.
The president of CMLL, I believe, was in attendance, and I don't recall his name, but they mentioned it during the show. So it was special, you know, because this is the guy who runs it. I want to go see what's going on with our guys with MLW. So that was he was an honored guest of the league.
Absolutely, he was the MLW. I'm sure the big wigs up in the offices. Barbaro was in attendance as well, looking fine after getting attacked only a few weeks ago. Looking good, looking healthy. We'll get into that as well. But first match tonight, we had Team CD with Felino, Virus, and Villano 3 Jr. versus Selena De Laurentiis team, Guerrero Mayo Jr., Atlantis, and Jesus Rodriguez. So this match was, you know what? It was great to kick it off with this 6-man action. I love these 6-man tag matches that they do. They do them flawlessly, this trio stuff that we got to see. It was filled with literal legends of Lucha Libre. Royalty. It was incredible to watch Atlantis work. I've seen so much stuff from Atlantis over the years on YouTube, and just to be able to see him in this match. I wish I was in attendance for this night, because if I'd known he was going to be there, I would have definitely bought a ticket for sure. And he actually scored the victory for Team Selena with that sweet torture rack on Villano. It was incredible. It was an incredible start to the show, and I was feeling the vibe already, and I fucking loved it. And like we said earlier, that Chicago crowd was hot. They came ready to cheer and boo their favorites, and they did not disappoint and let us down. And like I said, this trios match was great to see. And shout out to Jesus Rodriguez, man. A lot of people remember him for being Alberto Del Rio's valet and ring announcer, but this guy can go. And he had a combo in this match that was pretty damn fucking impressive. So I will say, tip of the hat to him, man, because for somebody who was kind of in popular culture for a little bit, then disappeared, then came back, he's had a healthy career. And he can go in that ring. So I will say that backdrop Inseguri kick that he did was fucking flawless. And for a big boy, this dude's got some agility. So tip of the hat to Rodriguez, man. He earned my respect in this match. But I enjoyed it. Rob, what'd you think of this one?
And yeah, tip of the hat to Joe Dombrowski for basically stating that in the most tactful way possible, that, you know, Jesus maybe a little bit bigger than some of the other luchadors, but doesn't lose that agility. Like all of these guys, this was great. I felt like this match went a little long. Maybe it's just me, but
I think these matches felt a little longer just because there were so many bodies in these matches that the entrances took about 5 minutes each match. So the entrances took a long time.
But overall, the match was hey, a lot of classic veterans, well-known guys in lucha libre, in pro wrestling. It was a pleasure and an honor to watch all these guys work. It's incredible how they get, like I'll tell you, because you and me, we're getting older. You do start to feel it as you get older, like just getting up. Like I can't get up like I could when I was 20 years old off the ground. Like I could spring to my feet. Now it's like I got to get up. These guys, unbelievable. Like didn't lose a step, still had all that agility and ability. It was a lot of fun to watch. And yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, I trailed off for a second there. My apologies. I had a message come through. So yes, I agree with everything you said, 150%. And next match on the card is our openweight title fight. We got the human slaughterhouse, Ricky and Page. We can no longer say leader of the calling because he's not the leader of the calling. That is dead in the water. That has been decimated from the previous event versus a bad dude Tito for that openweight title. And this was a hoss fight straight from the jump. These two went at it. Bad dude Tito showing that agility, showing that speed, showing that strength. Rickey showing that mean streak that he had. And Rickey got his spots in. But unfortunately, Tito was just too much for Ricky Shane Page. And we have a new openweight champion. This was a great match. Wasn't my favorite match on the card. Wasn't my least favorite match on the card. It was just there. I knew this was going to be what it was, and I knew that Tito was going to win because they've been pushing him since he debuted in MLW, so they had to get gold around his waist really quickly, and they delivered, and it's great to see bad dude Tito getting that openweight title around his waist, and the Human Slaughterhouse now will most likely fulfill his duties backstage and not so much be an on-screen presence much anymore. But Rob, what'd you think of this one?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Ricky will probably be doing more agent work and producing matches and helping out all the younger wrestlers. And because just to go on a little segue here, like I know other people, like friends of mine, who've said like Ricky's actually got a really great mind for not just in the ring, but like how to develop your brand and your social media presence and stuff like that. Even though he's not a big social media guy, he understands how that works and how to protect your brand and all that stuff. So it's useful for a lot of the younger people in the back to hear from a guy like Ricky. Thought the match was great. Like they fought, and you know how I'm big on bad dude Tito. I'm a big bad dude Tito guy. So I was happy to see him go over, get some gold around his waist in MLW. Hope he's not going anywhere anytime soon. And he wrestles in New Japan as well. I would love to see maybe the MLW Openweight Championship defended in New Japan. That would be pretty awesome.
Well,
bring more eyes to
we had the New
MLW.
Japan TV title defended on MLW ring, so
That's what I'm saying. So
100% possible, 100%.
let's do it. Yeah, it was a great match. Ricky, I think, did a real good job of like Ricky got in most of the offense, it seemed like.
It did, but I
Tito
think it was
came out
Tito. I
and
think
was
Tito
like,
was just
"Nope."
playing possum, man. He looked like he was ready. This was going to be Tito's night, regardless of how much offense Ricky threw at him, because all Tito needed was that sliver of sunlight, and he made Ricky pay. He made him pay, 100%.
Like Tito is if you want to build it, Joe, and then we're talking about build a wrestler. You want to build a wrestler? I'm building a bad dude Tito. Like that dude is amazing.
Absolutely. Well, how about this? Bill Alfonso, ECW legend. He's walking around backstage. He's getting comfy. Not for long. He's attacked by Contra. Mads Kruger, obviously very upset from everything that went down at War Chamber. Not very happy with Bill Alfonso, and he's getting a little bit of revenge on that. And I will say this Mads Kruger 2.0, cruel. This cruel version of Mads Kruger. This is a scary motherfucker, man. And poor Bill Alfonso, whatever dark hole he's been shoved into by Kruger, I hope he's okay. I hope he's
Well,
okay.
I mean, after Mad's last departure from MLW, he went back to a lot of other promotions. He went to the Indies, he went to GCW, went all over the place. Really had some crazy death matches and just a lot of work he's been putting in. So I'm happy to see him back with this kind of 2.0, as you say. I think he's a lot more ruthless now, and I think we're going to see some more harder hitting matches from Mads Kruger.
What I would like to see is a little bit more of a longer matches from Mads Kruger, because other than the couple matches he's had with Jacob Fatu, we haven't really seen Kruger kind of have that. I don't know. I think Kruger's due for a deep run in Battle Riot. I think that's where we'll see all this work that he's put in pay off. Right now, we're just getting the mind games, but I feel like a Battle Riot, I think he's in for a deep run.
I don't know. I feel like Battle Riot might be Matt Riddle's.
Oh, it could be Matt Riddle's time for sure, but I mean, there's not to say that he can't have a deep run. I mean, he could go Final Four and then get thrown out. I'm just saying.
He could, but
he's due for a deep run. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing.
He would be my dark horse.
Disagreeing with you.
I didn't say you were disagreeing with me. I'm saying if we're gonna pick, if I could throw this out now, excuse me, Mads Kruger would be my dark horse. That's what I would put him in. He would be my dark horse for Battle Riot.
All right.
All right, next match on the card, Atlantis Jr. Yes, Junior, not Atlantis from the first match, Junior. And he is versing Ultimate Guerrero for Team Cesar Durant, Atlantis Jr. for Team Selena. This was a great match, probably my favorite match on the card. It was incredible. At one point, these guys had the crowd chanting, "This is Lucha." And I couldn't agree more. Just so much adventurous offense, so much incredible chemistry, so much creativity. And Atlantis Jr. winning via that frog splash. It was incredible. And right now, Team Selena is up 2-0 in this contest down the middle. She's got a strong 2-0 lead and one more win. And she could secure, technically, she's 3-0, even though bad dude Tito, his win didn't count to the score. He is part of Promocios Dorado. So right now, she's sweeping the card. She's 3-0 for this card right now. But Rob, what did you think of this match?
Oh, the match was great. Like Ultimo Guerrero, again, I saw when I was a kid and a teenager, still going, still looked great in there. Like you had the youth and the experience. It was just art in motion. I love Lucha Libre, and so to see two guys like this, who are very good at what they do, just poetry in motion, my man.
Absolutely could not. Again, I would never disagree with you on that. Next match on the card is for the vacated tag team titles. That's right, vacated. As we know, WTF won them at the last event, but were viciously attacked by Cruel Kruger. And he put Tom Lawler in the hospital. Davey Boy Smith is recovering from his injuries. So WTF had no choice but to vacate the titles. And who's got a shot at them? Well, how about the Second Gear Crew, former champions? And they're going to face cozy mats for these vacated titles. And it was great to see SGC step in the ring with these legends, Kojima and Okumura, because SGC is the future of pro wrestling. So to see the future mixed with the past in the present is phenomenal. This was a fun match to watch, and it was great to see Cozy Max secure the win because Kojima is now the first dual champion with the heavyweight title in MLW. There has never been a heavyweight champion that's held another title at the same time, and Kojima did it first. Ricky Shane Page was a dual champion, so was Akira, because they held the middleweight and the openweight and the tag titles together. But this is the first time that a heavyweight champion has been a dual champion in MLW. So that's pretty impressive. As he gets older, Kojima just gets better. So I really had fun with this match.
And it was cool to see Okumura grab that goal too, because Okumura is a guy that for almost 20 years, he's been living in Mexico. He was one of those guys that just went over to Mexico for an excursion and loved it and was like, I'm going to stay. And New Japan and other places, whenever they send people down there on excursions, Shinsuke Nakamura, Hiroshi Tanahashi, other people, Okumura has been their handler that takes care of them and stuff like that. So he's not just contributed in the ring; he's contributed out of it over the course of his long career. So it's nice to see him getting some gold with Kojima. He hit the cozy cutter that ended the match as well. So and I really enjoy Okumura's work. I think it's awesome when somebody can transplant themselves to a totally different culture and get over there in pro wrestling. That's awesome to me. Just like, the Gaijins do in Japan. I think that's great. So yeah, I enjoyed this match, and I had no issues. As much as I'm a big SGC guy, I had no issues with Cozy Max being the champions. SGC are not going anywhere. They're just having banger matches. They don't really need gold to be over. So let's go, Cozy Max.
Absolutely. Next match on the card, Josh Bishop versing the undefeated in MLW, Matt Riddle. And Riddle makes very quick work of Josh Bishop. Wins being the somersault swanton, which was incredible to see Matt Riddle's agility in when Matt Riddle's on, fuck is he on, and is he dangerous? And he's still undefeated in MLW. And how about this? Joe Dombrowski tries to get a few words with Matt Riddle, who is viciously attacked by Sami Callihan. And then he calls Riddle a stupid little bitch after he pretty much bullies Joe Dombrowski to put the mic in his face. Mic face. Shut up, Dombrowski. Joe was verbally, viciously assaulted by Sami Callihan. But you know what? As much as Callihan focused on Joe Dombrowski and making sure the mic was positioned in his face, gave Matt Riddle a lot of time to recover, and he comes back. These two are beating each other, and it's pretty much just Sami Callihan doing what Sami Callihan does best. Matt Riddle is saying that Battle Riot's going to be his time. He wants to go on to beat Kojima. He wants to go on to become the new MLW champion because he never did that when he was here the first time around. Sami Callihan saying, no, it's not your time, buddy. My time. So look forward to Riddle and Callihan getting to Battle Riot and staring each other down as the final two. I would love to see that. Actually, I would love to see those two go 1 and 2 and make it all the way to the final two. That would be interesting to see.
You know what's cool about MLW right now is you've got guys like Callihan, Riddle, excuse me, Kojima, obviously, because he's the champion. Cruel. You've got all these guys who are like top challengers. Like any one of them, I could see being like of the caliber to hold the world championship. So it's not just like you have 1 or 2 guys who are like, these are your elite guys. You've got a whole roster. You've got a bunch of guys who you can run programs with. So even if Kojima does eventually lose the title to somebody, there's more people to step up and have feuds with and run different programs. And I think that's awesome. Riddle is quickly becoming one of my favorite wrestlers. I'm just loving his MLW work. And Sami Callihan, one of the best guys with a mic, has that conviction when he does his promos. Not everybody does. Sami does. He believes everything he's saying. And I think he's a welcome addition back to MLW.
Absolutely. Mike Mouth. Shut up,
Mike
Dombrowski.
Mouth.
Mike Mouth. That's right.
Poor Joe.
Poor
and shout out to Christian Cole. Christian Cole just commentating like he's like sitting there with his buddy watching wrestling. Like, Joe, you good? You good, man? And like he was calling chops, like, oh, that was disgusting. And I'm just like, yes, that is like, was it disgusting? I know he said that was nasty, but he said something else where I'm like, that's something I would say if I'm just like sitting talking to my buddy, talking about wrestling. So shout out Christian Cole, bring in the some levity to it.
Well, the best was when Cole was trying to help Joe get his headset working. And I guess he got everything plugged in, but he forgot to pull the switch. He's like, Joe, I don't know what's happening here, man. Your mic's not even working. And then all you see is Joe in the corner. He's like, well, I got to tell you this, Christian. Yes, listen.
And Joe going, I got to push in buttons that were pulled out. I got to pull out buttons that were pushed in.
I got Sami Callihan all over me. So
that too. I popped for that.
I did too.
I got Sami on me.
I'm really liking Cole and Dombrowski. I think forever for me, it will always be Dombrowski and Stryker. I enjoyed those two and the work they did. But Cole has been a welcomed. At first, I wasn't completely sold on him, I'll be honest. But as he's gotten more and more comfortable, I guess, in his skin in MLW, I've enjoyed the work that they've done together. But forever, I will always, Dombrowski and Stryker, that was a different level of amazingness. Different level.
Yeah, Stryker he knew how to be like there's more to being a kind of a heel commentator than just siding with the heels. Like he knew how to do it. I wouldn't say he was like Bobby Heenan level, but he had that
I don't think there's anybody that could be Bobby Heenan level.
No, nobody's
only
Bobby.
One Bobby Heenan. Absolutely.
But he understood it, the way Bobby did. So,
absolutely. Yeah. I would even say he was I would put him in the favor of a Bobby Heenan. I would even say a Jesse Ventura. When Jesse Ventura was on.
Yeah, Jesse was a great heel commentator.
Great heel commentator. All right, next match on the card. So the last 2 matches, they did not go towards the final scores, as did the Openweight title fight. Those matches were completely separate between the battle between Team Selena and Team Cesar. This is the next match on the card. Vernon and Magnus teaming up against Star Jr. and Fuego. So Star Jr. and Fuego for Selena, Vernon and Magnus for CD. Team Cesar Durant. And this match was the most high-flying for me. And that says something because there was a lot of great lucha matches, but it was entertaining. And Verno and Magnus, they scored that win via that double knee in the corner on Fuego, man. And when he pulled Fuego out, like he pulled him out and dropped him on the center. So after landing those hard double knees, but the way he pulled him out, he's kind of like, come here, bitch. He just kind of dropped him. You know what I mean? This was definitely the most agility-filled match of the show so far. It was nothing like the previous match that we had talked about, but this match was a lot of fun. But thank God that Verno and Magnus won because they keep Cesar Durant alive. The score is now 2-1. This match was great. Rob, what did you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Not a whole lot to add. It was very fast paced, which I liked. I kept popping for Averno's name because we have a drink, an Italian drink. It's called Averno. And I also popped extremely hard for Fuego is on fire. And then you just hear it like, isn't that redundant? Yes, it is. Fuego means fire.
Yes.
Hot.
Yes, that I do know.
Yeah.
I do know that.
There you go.
And now we got a promo from Selena and CD, probably the promo of the night. It would take someone like me, Selena, with the big cojones to put this all together. And Selena says back, big cojones, you mean non-existent cojones. These two just hate to love to hate each other. I love them together. And I think the shit talking that they do is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Rob, what did you, before I get into the Fury Road match announcements, what did you think of this promo from the big cojones to the non-existent cojones? Which kind of cojones did you like?
No, they really are great together. They have such good chemistry. I think Selena has grown since her return to MLW. Like she's becoming very good at just acting, like doing what she does. Again, conviction. It's convincing. It's sincere. You believe everything that she's saying. You feel the hate between the two radiate off your screen.
I like that. Yes, you do feel the hate. You feel it. You do.
Yeah, you feel it. And that's not easy to do. Like people think it is. It's not. And Cesar, I think he's just been doing this for so long and he's got it so down that he doesn't even have to try. It just comes so naturally because the shit he throws in there just kills me. Like his facial expressions, little things. Cesar's great. I hope he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah, I'm also curious, what the hell is in this freaking cage? Or who?
It's the ultimate power of Lucha Libre. If you hold the key, you hold the power. You hold the power,
yeah, but it's
money.
But it's not Jeff Cobb anymore.
So no, it's not Jeff Cobb. Well, hopefully we find out by the end of the show. I don't know. All right, Fury Road next week. Like I said, it's actually happening this Saturday on YouTube, free 10 p.m. And what a great card we're already hearing. So after the vicious attack on Bill Afonso, Matt Justice has had enough of Cruel Kruger, and he wants to end it in a falls count anywhere. That's going to be great. We've got a heavyweight championship match, the one called Manders, getting a shot at Kojima. I love this. SGC all over this event in a big, big way. How about this? A four-way for the featherweight championship. You got Zeta, you got Kai, you got Exo, and you got Yomahita. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Am I saying that right? Yomahita? Mia Yomahita?
Mia Yamashita?
Yamashita, thank you. There it is, Yamashita. And you got Sammy versus Riddle. God fucking damn. If this is a free card on YouTube, for fuck's sakes, ladies and gentlemen, please watch this shit. These are 4 bangers, and you know they're going to have a couple other great matches as well, but these are 4 fucking bangers that you're getting a steal. You're getting a fucking steal of a deal because it's free. Holy shit. How do you drop this on a free YouTube show? Kudos to MLW because fuck me, that is impressive. Rob, what do you got?
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. This card is shaping up to be something special. I'm stoked. I can't wait to watch it, and it's free. It's free.
Exactly.
What's not to love?
I can't think of anything.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I can't. Well, how about this? I'm about to love this main event for the middleweight title. Mistico, representing Team Cesar Durant, going up against El Barbaro Cannavaro from Team Selena. Now, we've seen both of these guys before. Mistico is impressive. Barbaro is dangerous. And this match actually replaces my other favorite match. This was match of the night. This was a goddamn main event. This is what main events are about, ladies and gentlemen. You put these two in the card. These two put butts in the seats. These two literally hit each other with every viable part of their body that they possibly could. And just when you think there was a way for one of them to win, they kicked out 2.9 seconds. So many close calls, so many near falls. Incredible match. And Mistico finally winning via that tilt-a-whirl. There we go.
Tilt-a-whirl
armbar. And he finally wins it. And now we have a draw. Selena and Cesar Durant are 2 apiece. So CD, Jesus Christ. ZD is in the back and he is celebrating. He's popping champagne and he's telling Selena, you know, this has been great. And Selena says, well, how about a rematch? That's the only way you could do it. You got to think of the money. You got to think of everything. And then Court Bauer shows up. Court Bauer showing up, telling CD
doing his best
friend.
MSL impression.
Yeah, man, his best
Did
friend.
you notice he sounded like MSL?
Absolutely did. He's like, here's your cut of the door. Cesar Durant's counting the money. His eyes are lighting up. And in that time, Selena steals the key. She's running towards the door. CD says he's going to make her pay. He's chasing her down. She opens the door. And what's behind the door? It's Lucha henchmen. And they kidnap her all over again. And CD slams the door. He locks it shut. He looks at the camera and he says, now it's time to bring on the violence. And that's it. So
was that the plan all along, that he knew she would get it in somehow?
Yes. He knew that if she didn't win, if she won, he would have given her the key. She would open the door and got kidnapped. If she didn't win, knowing Selena like CD does, he knew she would find a way to try to steal the key because she had to see what was behind the door. She had to, because even during the promo, if you remember, she ran back to try to see if the door was unlocked. So she was desperate to know what was behind that door. So regardless of the fact, this was the plan all along, and now CD has removed Selena for the moment from she is no longer his problem right now. And that's just it. So him and Court Bauer could be best friends. They could make more money at the gate. They could be happy, and everybody's good. But Rob, what did you think of the main event? Or what did you think of Selena De La Renta now being kidnapped again by Cesar Durant?
Main event was a lot of fun. Crowd was super into it. Barbaro Cavernario is a little bit different because he is not your typical luchador. He's more of a fighter, like a Black Taurus, like more of a beat the shit out of you than
he's a brawler. He's a brawler for sure.
In typical lucha style. So it was a different dynamic to that match, but the crowd was so behind Mistico, like unbelievable. That guy obviously top draw in Mexico for many years. So this was the Chicago crowd. Hats off to them. That's the most active crowd we've seen at an MLW show in some time. I don't know if it was just the size or the people, because I don't think they'd been to Chicago in some time. I could be wrong on that, but they're definitely going back. And the match was fantastic. Great way to end the show. Mistico retains. Selena is kidnapped. What's going to happen now? We don't know.
I love that. Mistico retains. Selena is kidnapped.
Selena is kidnapped.
I gotta say,
title retained. We have a kidnapping. It's a typical MLW. It's pro wrestling. That is the most pro wrestling shit ever.
Absolutely.
Title changed, and we had a kidnapping.
Yep.
Right? Like it's either a soap opera or wrestling. That's why the old adage that wrestling is a soap opera for men.
It
no
absolutely
longer
is
true, because now it's a soap opera for everybody.
100%. It's very inclusive in what they bring to the table. But yeah, that's the best way. Like if anybody was not watching MLW like we are, like we've been faithful, and they were to come up and be like, hey man, what are you into these days in wrestling? Buddy, I'm into MLW. Why? Well, think about it. Last show we had a title defense, somebody retained, and Selena got kidnapped. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. What do you mean? Who's Selena? Why'd she get kidnapped? Go watch it. Watch it, enjoy it, soak it in, and then come back for more. And then you know what? Go back through the archives and watch everything else that led up to Selena getting kidnapped again. Not the first time, second time. Of course, I was a little bit upset though that they did not put the potato sack over her head like the first time around. I thought they kind of phoned this kidnapping in. Am I wrong to say that? Like they phoned this one in. It wasn't CD's best kidnapping. It wasn't.
Not his best, no.
No, not as bad.
He's done better abductions.
100%. I still think my favorite Cesar Durant, the whole any moment from his time in MLW probably had to be the expose and connecting all the money dots. Like, where is the money? Where is it coming? I fucking loved it. I loved it.
That was great.
Oh my god, that was so great. That one, and who is behind Boomaye? Those were probably my two favorite exposés, done by former MLW correspondent Alicia Atout, and then done by Boomaye, done by Joe Dombrowski. MLW knows how to entertain. They know how to surprise. They know how to make you feel like a kid again, yet cheer for your heroes and boo your villains. And they know how to bring in this incredible talent and have these working relationships. Everyone talks about AEW being the one to open the forbidden door. If you go down through the history books, MLW in their first run before they closed up shop for a few years and came back, they actually unlocked the forbidden door. If you really want to play that game, MLW unlocked the forbidden door. AEW just kind of took the formula and made it more mainstream, but MLW did it first, and I'll put my stamp on it.
You could argue WCW did that first.
Actually, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. No, if you want to talk Forbidden Door, WCW did do it first. WWE tried to do it, but they didn't do it successfully.
No, they did not. And yeah, it's funny because I was just talking about that today because Donnie interviewed Eric Bischoff, and we were talking about WCW. So yeah,
right on. If you don't know what Rob's talking about, fellow,
that would be Sunday night's main event. Check that out, where you can hear MLW Rewind alongside many other fantastic shows.
Yeah, and on the main event, Donnie De Silva, podcaster for a few years, has been around the block a few times. He interviewed the great Eric Bischoff, so it should be an amazing conversation.
Trying to get on there to talk about MLW sometime soon.
You're gonna get on there?
I'm gonna try.
Fucking do it up.
I'm gonna try. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. I was on there with Boris a few times. It's fun. Being on the main show, it's fun. It's a good time. Absolutely. All right, guys. That's it for this one. Peace, Love, and Wrestling. We'll have our Fury Road review next week, midweek. So keep tuned for that. And shout out to all the YouTube subscribers, man. I don't know what's happening lately, but the last couple of weeks have been really good for us. We're at 910 subscribers. We are literally 90 away. So that's incredible. That's incredible. Thank you.
What are we gonna do for the 1,000?
Huh?
What are we gonna do for the 1,000?
I don't know. We're gonna have to think of something.
We'll do something.
We'll do something.
We'll have to get a big guest.
I'll have to get a big guest. All right. Well, while Rob ponders that, I will say goodbye. Peace, love, and wrestling. See you guys next time.
Adios, muchachos.
We just people from the north side. Once the Timmy's at the shore fine. Winter ready on the four ties. Heavy traffic during 4-5. Gotta hustle on your own time. Color people every port side. We just people from